focused on providing low-cost access to tools. So we work just like a book library, but we have tools instead of books. People become members, and then you have access to over 3,500 of our tools here, and then you can check them out at no additional charge for 2 weeks and then return them. There are over 40 sharing libraries in all of Washington, so it's not a new concept, but we are the only one in Pierce County. We started organizing in 2015. We currently are over 1,200 active members, which, to give you a perspective, is we started this year when we opened in February here at the public library. We had 744 active members. So we have just experienced a crazy amount of growth. I think that's about like a 70% increase. We now have over 3,500 tools. Those were all donated, and so we don't go out and procure them or purchase them. They are donated from the community. Donate your tools to us if they're broken or not. If we can't fix them, we will recycle them properly. We usually see about 230 members a month that will come in to check out tools, and we also then see about 1,000 tools being loaned every single month. If you have a car you need to work on, we have like over 200 automotive tools. If you have a yard, half of our inventory is garden tools. So that is hand tools as well as electric garden tools. So we have lawn mowers, we have cultivators, we have string trimmers, just all that stuff. We don't do gas to be environmentally friendly, as well as we don't really want to house gas inside of a book library. But we have tons of electric tool offerings. You're doing a home renovation project and you're doing tiling, we have all of the different mud scoopy trowels and stuff you need to use. We have different flooring scrapers. Then we just go into drills and saws, any saw you could think of we have. No one is turned away for lack of funds, and so our basically like membership is open. We suggest $60 for the year. So you can check out a circular saw, test it, see if you like it, and if you're like, oh, I really, really like this thing, then go and purchase it, but then you've already been able to try it. So we're all about breaking down those barriers of knowledge and providing low-cost access to tools. For tool lending, we are open 3 times a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, 4:30 to 7:30, and then on Saturdays, 10 to 1. To become a member, you can do that online at tacomatoolllibrary.org. Make a tool reservation and then come in and you can pick up your tools during that time. If you haven't made a reservation, you can still come in and browse around and see what tools are available and check those out as well. Hours of our weekly programs, Make It So is Tuesdays, 6 to 7:30 p.m. and Fix It Night is on Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30. Currently we have over 60 active volunteers, which is huge. We have staff to lead our programming, but volunteers are the ones that run the programming. So that's always a need, is to continually have more and consistent volunteers that are a part of the tool library community. The floor that we are on in the Tacoma Public Library is called the Community Hub. It means the world because this is a community. There are other nonprofits on this floor, as well as the public library is obviously also in this building, and we work together and we do stuff together and we help people out. And so that is something the tool library has always embodied as well as strived for, but I really feel like the community that we have built on this floor, you can feel it when you walk in and you see everything in action. As being part of the Community Hub, the Tacoma Tool Library is very open and inclusive for anyone to come in and check out tools and learn about tools.
Vaquero Azul. I am Monotomi, Maya, and on my other side, Taino artist, Boriken. I am a Two-Spirit / Dos Espíritus illustrator, textile artist, and just visual artist overall. I like to work as a teaching artist, but also like to plan my own events. So I was very honored to be a part of the Tacoma Artist Initiative program, and for this project I am going to do LGBTQ themed nichos. Nichos are seen a lot in our community. If you go to mercados or during Dia de los Muertos, you'll see them as very vibrant, colorful little boxes. Usually they can range from dioramas for funny scenes of little skeletons depicting like a concert or at a bar, to pictures of Frida Kahlo or other icons in our community. The altars can range a lot. So for my project, what inspired me was the layers of complexities when it comes to the Mesoamerican community and the LGBT community within the Mesoamerican community. I'm hoping to give it that scale of grandeur that a lot of our community gets to see within the way that we dress, the way that we draw each other, the way that we have our communities be so larger than life. I want to take those nichos and create them to have that vibrancy, the Mesoamerican indigenous identities, but also the things that make us who we are. Growing up, a lot of our communities, they don't really highlight a lot of the LGBTQ icons in our history, and they are starting to get more light. Be it luchadores to folklorico to charro, a lot of our community hasn't gotten to have these opportunities to depict ourselves. And growing up, I would see books made by authors of our communities, but not illustrators. So my hope is to really be a part of that change, to be involved in all aspects instead of just seeing somebody else who isn't of my background get that opportunity. I want them to feel loved. I want them to feel seen and relieved. I want them to feel that type of joy that they are finally being seen in such a beautiful way. I feel like a lot of media still shows only one side, and I really want to be a part of showing that array that our community has, the tenderness, the joy, and just the vibrancy of who we are. Tacoma was a piece of my art. I'd like to visualize a tapestry that would be interwoven through a lot of our communities with different colors that have different meanings, different symbols, almost like charms interwoven in between the strands. For me, there's so much that every single person carries when they're in a space that I immediately just picture all of us intermingling. And so I see that as vibrant as a tapestry.
Tacoma Road's Medical Arts Building, built to house about 150 doctors in offices. That was its main purpose. The building was built during the Depression era in the Art Deco style. And they always designed it to be a landmark, as it has its step-backed facade and that tower kind of offset from the base. So it was always meant to be kind of an icon of the city. Art Deco is a very important time in architectural history. We have some very famous buildings that come out of that movement, and it's something that is worth being preserved for future generations to see. There's a lot of craft that goes into Art Deco, not just so much what we see on the outside of this building, but if you were to go in the lobby, which is open to the public, so anybody can, you would see all of the Art Deco styling of the chandeliers and elevator doors and floors and ceilings. The level of detail, the reference to organic forms and organic shapes, but doing it in a geometric way. Designed by John Graham, and did a lot of design around the area. The Seattle Stock Exchange building is kind of like the sister building to our building, has a lot of similar detailing. as with any historic structure, if you're maintaining it, you have to do it in such a way to keep it true to what it was when it was created. And that means you have to do certain procedures and certain processes that take more time. They cost more money because you have to do things in a certain way. The building was purchased by the city in '77, but in the '60s, somebody thought the great idea of cleaning it was to sandblast the building. When you sandblast a concrete stone, like what our building has, it should become very porous. What happens is that porous nature then absorbs everything. So it absorbs little pockets of water. Now we have organic growth on the building. That's why you see this black kind of staining, the Gotham look that people talk about. That's because of organic growth that's in all those little pores. The other thing that you lose is you lose your water protective layer. The concrete panels that are on the building are also reinforced. They have rebar inside them. Now, we've learned more about construction as time has gone on, and so we embed those rebars deeper than what they did on this building if we were to do this now. And some of those rebars are within like an 1/8 inch or so of the surface. So if you take a surface and you make it more porous and water gets into it, then water gets over to the rebar and the rebar begins to rust and corrode, which causes the facade stone to crack or spall. The city has spent a lot of money doing studies and anchoring the facade and putting in helical anchors to make sure that everything stays where it's supposed to stay. But now we're going to be working on fixing it. So we'll be replacing some stones and treating the rebar that is exposed because of this problem. We do use a power washer, but it is a little bit more complicated than just power washing. So another thing we have to keep in mind is that all the stuff that's on the building, if we just wash it off, where's it going? Well, it's going to go to the sound. We don't want that because it has years of atmospheric soiling and organic growth, stuff that we don't want in the sound. What we do, what the city actually requires, is that when you wash the building, we collect all that water. So we collect all the water and then we test it for pH balance, so we make sure it's neutralized, and then we don't let any of the water discharge to the stormwater system of the city. It all gets put into the city sewer, where it gets treated further before it would ever be released anywhere. We know that this is an expensive project, and it's something that we can't do all at once, so we're phasing it in. We've got about a $4 million fund that we're using to tackle a small portion of what we anticipate will be a $20 million project. This first phase will tell us a lot. One of these things that we're doing with this project is seeing kind of what level is the building really at? How much stone do we have to replace? How much in-depth cleaning can we do before we get to a replacement process? So the first phase, you're going to see cleaning. That's going to be one of the major things. So hopefully we'll be able to remove the Gotham look of the building. So you will see it be a consistent color all the way to the top. The building will remain open to the public and to the staff that work there, but you'll see some pedestrian protection that will go up so that everybody's safe when they're walking the sidewalk. You'll see swing stages. Now these are kind of like scaffolding, if you will, but they're on a pulley system, so they'll be going up and down the building. And you'll see those move around the building over the course of the next year. We view historic preservation as important to the city. So what we're doing is we're acting on that belief. We're implementing this project so that we can preserve the building and keep the facade in as good a condition as we can. So if anyone is interested in the project and the preservation of the building, they can go to the city website, which is tacoma.gov. And then they can go to the city projects section of that website and search for the municipal building, and you'll find it. Come on down, see the building.
My name is Nathan Burnham Bradley. I go by the name Pubs, which is short for public art. I'm lucky enough to be on the City of Tacoma's mural roster, and so I was really looking for a project that was just like the perfect fit. And this ended up being the one that just really spoke to me, because when I was in high school, I just really had some challenges of my own, and I thought I could relate to the students here who were maybe going through something. It was an awesome opportunity. It really brought my personal story full circle. We named the piece Dream Come True, which is inspired by a song by Tumex called Dream Small. And it really relates back to the experience that I had in high school. So when I was in high school, my cousin was actually murdered here in Tacoma. It was a really challenging and difficult experience. But I ended up turning it into a positive, and so I really wanted to share that story with the kids. My understanding of Oakland is that these are students, that are needing maybe some more assistance in the challenges they're facing in life. So the way the project took shape is once I was selected for it, I was really reflecting on my own experience in high school, and what stood out to me as a memory was this song, Dream Small.
Every day all of my dreams come true. Because I dream small. Every day
it really got me through the process when I was having a hard time. There was like a grieving process, a time for healing. So this song really stood out to me when I reflected back on that. So I actually reached out to Tumex online. He didn't know me. This was a song that was recorded 20 years prior. And I had him speak directly to the students on video. And then in combination with that, I asked them a series of questions that they then responded to. And from that, I got the ideas for the mural.
We all have big dreams, I had a dream of making music. I'm sure you have dreams of everything that you want to do, from doctors, lawyers, student, musician, athlete, any kind of thing that you want to do in life, scientists, anything, help people. Whatever you do, hold on to those dreams and never give up on those dreams. But dream small also means the little dreams, the dreams that come true every day, that should reaffirm your will to live, your spirit to love and to be good. Every day is a new day to do good. And dream small is like, I saw you today, dream come true. You looked at me in a special way, another dream come true. Every time you wake up in the morning, that dream came true of you living another beautiful day. Every day that you're lucky, if you're lucky enough to have your parents in your life, some family in your life, brothers, sisters, and even if you don't, if you have friends, sometimes friends are family.
It was really exciting to be involved in a visual arts project. This was spearheaded by the Tacoma Office of Cultural Arts and Vitality, who gathered some folks together to be a committee. We went through a process of reviewing 18 different muralists at the beginning, narrowing it down to 2, holding interviews on site, and ultimately selecting Pubs to be the creator of this fantastic piece.
I wanted to make something that was uplifting, vibrant, and they're going to be passing it every day in the hallway, and so it was something that is going to make them stop and maybe pause and try to think about the symbolism that ended up being chosen and why it's there. My dream was to always have an opportunity like this where I put my art out into the public. At first it was more hidden away. I passed the wall, it was really gray, it needed some love, it maybe looked like it would just benefit from having some art on it. But I always wanted to do something like this where I worked with a really great team, where I worked with people where it's like a group effort and really create a lot of meaning.
It's in a perfect place in the building for every visitor to see, and it always gives people pause. They look at it, and the thing that I'm noticing is folks come back to it and they look at it again. They look at it from the side, they notice some of the detail on the side of the pixels, and it's doing what good art should do, is it give us an opportunity to reflect differently each time we approach it. Art is important. It creates opportunities for reflection, it creates opportunities for conversation. I believe in public art, I believe in this project. I think that I'm really proud of how this ended up, but also the process of really good-minded people coming together to try to create an opportunity for art in a public space.
That's a dream come true, to have people on your side. It's a dream come true to be able to go to school and be able to educate yourself. Always be grateful, It's really nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.